Now post-patch, there's a new Big Daddy formation in town, one that I've been using for the last week and I have absolutely slayed with it, and I'm talking embarrassed opponents. It is that good. When you think of iconic formations throughout time, you've got the 4-4-2, the 4-3-3, in relation to FIFA, the 3-5-2, all classics that everyone's used through generations. But one that's always come up every single FIFA throughout the leagues in real life is the 4-2-3-1, and today's video will be about the 4-2-3-1 wide variation, which on FC25 is just insane. If you're looking for a balanced formation that's incredible in the attack but also ultra solid defensively, look no further, and this formation amazingly counters the 4-2-1-3. So in there I've gone on a lot about balance. So for the build-up style, guess what? You're gonna go balanced. Honestly, I've tried every variation with this formation, and counter is decent, but the runs the players make on balance in this formation is just so much better. It's a case that build-up style differs formation to formation. If you're always running counter or always running short passing, some formations just aren't going to work for short passing. Balanced in this formation is just insane. And then for the line height, you don't want to go too crazy with this formation. Obviously, a lot of formations, 95 is the meta. For this formation, try it out yourselves, but from what I've found, it just doesn't work. Your players are way too far out of position. For a balanced formation, you want a balanced line height. You still want to put pressure on. You don't want to go crazy and go down to like 30. It's not going to work either. But it's supposed to be balanced. So you want a balanced line height, and I've found that 70 is the perfect balance between decent closing down, but also staying compact in defence. Now for your player roles, personal preference, go for whatever plus you've got. It doesn't really matter, they're all crap anyway. Both your fullbacks are going to be on fullback and defend. I know it sounds boring, everyone likes to run a wing back every now and then, but I promise you, with the 4-2-1-3 meta at the moment, with the 3 attackers coming against you, you want this compact back 4. For your defenders, bread and butter, defender defend, don't try anything else, don't try and be adventurous like me usually. Just run them on defender defend, it's the best playstyle that you can have. One of your holding midfielders is on deep line playmaker and defend. This is your more defensive midfielder, they're just going to sit in front of the back 4, always sweeping things up. And then your other holding midfielder is going to be on deep line playmaker build up. That way they do get back, they sort of form that barrier of 6 when you haven't got the ball, but when you do have the ball, they'll push forward a little bit and assist you in the attack. Box to box player, perfect for this role. Both your wingers are on inside forward and balance, and like I say, this is a balanced formation. You want them in good positions to receive the ball, do some Tiki Taka football when needed, but also when it's needed, running behind. I find that if you have them on attack, they go a little bit too far forward and a little bit too central. Might work for you guys, but it doesn't work for me. I want them a lot more involved in the build up, and I want them bombing down the wing and cutting back to my striker or my cam. So I found that inside forward and balanced works best, especially with the 70 depth. Your cam is on shadow striker attack, nice and simple this one. You might want to run playmaker if you want it to be a little bit more Tiki Taka, but I found shadow striker in this role on this depth works really well. They make those late runs into the box, which means that you can find them with your striker or with your wingers, and then you can build up easily in the box and score a goal. And then your striker is on advanced forward and support in this role. I know it's not the bread and butter advanced forward attack that I usually recommend, and you can try that as well. It will work well for you either way. But I just find that advanced forward support, especially with a player like Salma Paralelelo, just works incredibly well. They make a little bit wider runs, but I'd say if you've got an agile, fast striker like Salma, then this works incredible. However, I've been flittering between her and my Strike Force Evo Suarez, and Suarez does seem to operate better with advanced forward attack. So test it out, see which one works better for your striker. But yeah, if you want to copy it to a T, advanced forward support works so well in this role. But now, as always, let's pop into each player role individually, see what you need to be looking for, what you need from those players, and what they do in game in this formation, and how it helps you to get more wins. And like always, I'll try and pepper in some gameplay that I've had over the last day or so, just so that you can see exactly how these players work in game. But if you'd be interested in seeing me play this formation sort of not live, because I'm old and don't understand how to live stream, but if you want to see a recording of me playing full games with it, drop a like below and I'll make sure to pop it on the channel. But anyway, for your goalkeeper, as with every formation, you want them to be tall, you want them to be good at saving stuff, None of them are particularly good at saving stuff. They'll all make dodgy mistakes. Just go for who you like. I always use an icon just for the chemistry, but I've also used that new Alisson card there, and he's pretty good. Now, not just for the fullback roles, but for your entire back line, I'd recommend role ++ers. It is really difficult to defend as the average gamer on this game, especially since the new patch. The attacking just seems a lot more fluid. You want defenders in the right position at all times, so get 2 players, especially your fullbacks that are on fullback ++. Get them on fullback defending, you'll just be a solid bank of 4 at the back, and it just stops them from being able to just play through the centre. At times they might find a little bit more space out wide, but then you can either manually trigger your right back to walk outwards, or you can use your wingers. Because they're right mids and left mids rather than, wingers, they do start a little bit further back, and that helps in the defence and in the build-up, which to me makes this operate at times even better than the 4-2-1-3. Yeah, for your fullbacks, you want big, all-round, strong, fast players. I mean, Carlos Alberto's a little bit past it. Hopefully an Evo comes soon, but I just don't have the money for anyone else right now. And same with Nuno Mendes. Fast, tall, strong, can get the wingers off the ball easily, and also really good defensively, so that when they tuck in, they'll make those good interceptions. For your centre-backs, bread and butter, if you can get them on Anticipate Plus, brilliant, but they are just there solely to win the ball back. On 70 depth, it's a little bit more crucial to be a bit more manual defending. So if you've got someone with Intercept, Bruiser, Anticipate, you're going to be in a lot better position. I have Anticipate on Ledley King, and he is absolutely insane for me. That being said, I don't have it on Ruben Diaz. He has Bruiser, and he's likewise just as good. If you've got them on Defender Defend, you just want them there, tracking the striker, intercepting balls, and then a quick pass out to your holding midfielder, your fullback or your winger, get back on the attack. Now for your holding midfielder that's on deep line playmaker defend, you want a beast. There's no other way to describe it. I've got Patrick Vieira with Intercept Plus, and he is one of the best holding midfielders on the game, hence why he is that price. This deep line playmaker at all times is just sitting in front of your back 4, so for that quick transition, they're really good at making those interceptions and getting in between players. And also, if you can get one that can pass quite well, Patrick Vieira, not really, but there are ones out there that can. Even better. If they can help you in the build-up, great, but primarily this role is purely about defence. Getting in their attacker's face, getting in front of their cam, intercepting the ball, and then starting your fluid attack. Now for your D-line playmaker build-up player, I would usually recommend a box-to-box here. So usually I'd be looking at maybe Yaya Toure, someone like that, someone that's really good at bombing forward. However, in this formation in particular, I found that it works better with another holding midfielder, but one that is a little bit more box-to-boxy. I know that's a little bit wishy-washy, okay? I can't describe it any better than that. But I'm using N'Golo Kante, and he's decent at going forward, but insane defensively. And what I found is that when I was using Yaya, as good as he was in the build-up, we were a little bit more susceptible defensively. With Kante, I've obviously used the Become Immortal Evo, and he's become Deep Line Playmaker ++, and it just works so well for him. He comes back, he intercepts players, but then when you get in on the attack, he sort of joins in and becomes sort of a 5th avenue for you to attack with. Just gives you a bit more imagination in the attack, and leads to you scoring more goals. So for both your left and your right midfielder, I'd look for agile short players that are really quick and good at getting in behind. These players are going to be sort of your build up from the sides. You want them to be able to bomb forward if needs be. You want to be able to skill past people. And personally, I like using a right footed on the left hand side and a left footed on the right hand side, so they could cut in, get a shot away, or do a little cut back to your striker or your cam. But it would work equally as well with dominant foot on dominant side. It's whatever works best for you. But what you'll find is these players come short when needs to be because they're on the balanced build-up style, but they'll make those runs a little bit later, which means they're a lot harder for the fullback to track, and it just leads to you creating so many opportunities. Now for your cam, you can experiment a little here, guys. It's really up to you, personal preference on it. I love Shadow Striker, I also love Playmaker. I sort of flitter between the two depending on what formation I'm running. For this one, I found personally Shadow Striker to work better, simply because it's so much more fluid in the attack with a Shadow Striker. They'll make later runs into the box, and because you've got your forward on advanced forward support, your cam will sort of cut to the right or the left, whichever way your striker's cutting in the other side, and it sort of becomes like a 4-2-4 when you get up into the striking positions. And the 4-2-4 is one of the best attacking formations on the game. Not so good defensively, but if you can recreate that when you've got the ball, absolutely insane. You're going to create a shed ton of chances, and as you can see from the gameplay, he gets involved with the build-up, he gets involved in the attack, he will shoot, he'll do last-minute passes, he'll build up to the wings. You want an absolute all-rounder here. I'm actually running sour here, so I shouldn't really be saying he. But as you can see from here, I need to say this, I packed an amazing icon yesterday in the icon player pick. Managed to get Diego Maradona's Grassroots 96. Haven't used him yet, but I cannot wait. And then finally for your striker, like I said in the intro, advanced forward support works really well for this. They just make those runs from a little bit wider, which means you've got a little bit more of a build-up option, and it makes it a little bit more tricky for their centre-halves to mark. I think with advanced forward attack, especially with a one-striker formation, you tend to find that they get quite isolated. But put me on this support role, they go one-on-one against the centre-half. It's not always 2 against 1, and it just means that your cam also gets open space as well, and it just works so well. For this player, like I said in the intro, it is a case that I would recommend someone a little bit more agile, maybe someone like Salma, who is also an amazing winger, because they are going to help you in the build-up as well as just being out-and-out scorer. But you also want someone that can shoot. At the end of the day, they are a striker. You want them to be able to get in behind and finish if they get to that position. But someone that can be agile and sort of work their way around the box, it helps you hold the ball up so that, like I say, you can get into this 4-2-4 and have a lot more attacking options. But here's what it looks like with the ball, guys, and I know it looks a little bit crazy. I understand that, but as you can see from the gameplay, it 100% works. It's really compact. You get a lot of build-up options, and then it's really quick to transition back into defensive solidity, just because the 4-2-3-1 is just such an incredible defensive formation. So if you're looking for something that is perfectly balanced, I'd 100% recommend you give this a go. And as you can see from some of the score lines in the games, man, I absolutely ran rampant with this. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video today. Not much more that can be said about the formation. If you do end up giving it a try, make sure you pop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And likewise, if you've tried anything wacky or weird lately or just a little bit different, pop a code below. I'd love to give a try to your formations. But if you're interested in giving this absolutely epic 4-2-3-1 a go yourselves, here's the code, get it noted down, because like I say, I just ran rampant with it this week. I have had so much fun. It's definitely one of the more fun formations that I've used on the game, and it's just got perfect balance. I've been raging so much less because I haven't been caught out at the back. It is just incredible. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video or if these tactics have helped you out, don't forget to drop a like so other people see it. And if you're new around here and want more wacky and weird FC25 content every couple of days, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're nearly at 900 now. I am nearly awesome. I'm nearly famous, I think. Anyway, have a great rest of your day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!